Welcome in, Deseret News Rewind. Dusty Litster, Dane, Stewart, as always, presented by Herriman Associates, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. And now we look so good because we are outfitted by Black Clover. Go to blackcloverusa.com to go check out their line of clothing. And we'll have a little bit more about them later.
Yeah.
Week 1 behind us. You got to tear out the page. We're on to week 2. On to week 2. Going to go through the top games in week 2, pick some of these games. Now, there's teams that we like more than others.
Yep.
Let's make sure we get that caveat out there. Some of these games are probably going to cover too, so it's not that we're pulling for anybody else. And maybe this year we will keep a scoreboard.
And, maybe. We're going to pick 9 games, but I'm actually going to add a 10th one as a surprise to Dusty over here. So great. I'm going to kick things off if that's okay with you.
By all means.
So the first pick is whether or not we're playing in week 2, because I know some people who don't think we are. I'm going to pick yes, we are.
I didn't see that coming. I'm down for yes.
All right, there's pick number 1.
I don't care what inside information you have.
Sources.
Hashtag sauces. All right, game number 1. Alta at Desert Hills.
Yeah, boy, this is a really interesting one. Alta, coming off a loss to Skyridge. They have to travel to Desert Hills. I'm going to go with the Thunder in this one. I think Alta's better than what they showed in week 1. They're going to get better with time. Some new faces coming into the program, some coaching changes as well. I like Desert Hills, though, largely because they're going to be at home.
Yeah, it's interesting because last year Highland did the same kind of thing. But remember last year, Alta lost to Skyridge, and then welcomed Desert Hills into home and got a win. But you also have some other changes, too. Riley Jensen's out, new offense, all kinds of stuff. I'll go Alta.
Okay.
You know me, I have a hard time going against Alta. Wife's an Alta Hawk. I got to go with Alta.
It's been a long time, Dusty.
It has been a long time. A-A-L-T-A-H-A-W-K.
I can't spell.
Love that.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one. Bingham at Skyridge. First time meeting in school history.
Whew. This will be a good one, huh? How about Coach Peck coming back and didn't get to play week 1? Hoping we'll get to play week 2, and this will be a fantastic matchup. Skyridge, to me, I thought there were questions largely around the quarterback position. How settled was that going to be? It looked really good in week 1. Can that continue against Bingham? And what will Bingham have, right? I mean, I think everyone's kind of waiting to see that first game under Coach Peck, see what he's able to do week 1. Really hard to pick against Coach Peck, but I'm going to go with Skyridge. They're at home. They've got a week under their belt. I think that matters in this matchup. I got the Falcons.
I think so, too. I think that's kind of a tough one to go with because Skyridge did look so good.
Yeah.
James Palmer, by the way, he runs a corner route from the slot. just letting you know.
Hint.
Or a wheel route. But it's so good because he sets it up so well. So that's not a knock. I mean, we've seen it
for years.
We've seen it. We've seen great coaches get burned by it. I'm going Bingham. Week off, they get to watch film. They have film. And none of that, I just don't want to pick the same. That way our scoreboard looks even better. But I think this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, it
is. A terrific ball game. You'll have that right here on Deseret.com. Dixie at Roy.
Dixie licking their wounds a little bit after week 1. Roy looking good. But how good is Roy? Jordan is not what they were 10 years ago. That running offense is going to be really key. How can the Dixie defense try to slow down Izzy Gordon and Cade Harris? That's going to be the X factor in this game. I'm going to take Roy in this one. But I think Dixie makes this really close.
Roy remembers what happened last year when they traveled down to Dixie. Dixie won that game handedly down there last year. Reggie Graff had himself quite the day. Roy's not the same team. Neither is Dixie. And it's not even the same field. I'm still picking Roy. First time on the new field.
By the way, looks gorgeous.
Hey, if you're not going to let Pusey do his thing, if that's the end of the era, you might as well make it look like that.
I said it on Twitter. I was disappointed when they announced they were going turf, and then I saw the turf and was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, if it's
well
on
done.
Pusey got to decide how that looks. Man, that was sharp.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Fremont, Salem Hills.
I think, Salem Hills we knew would be really good. Fremont, to me, put up a lot more points against a good Brighton team than I expected. They got to go on the road. I know Jarrett Elmer and company, that offense looked good for Salem Hills. I'm going to take Fremont. To me, week 1, maybe I'm buying the stock a little bit early here. I'm going to go with the Silver Wolves on the road.
Yeah, not having to deal with Barton on the outside and having Barton on the... Yeah, I'm going Salem Hills. I think Jarrett Elmer and I think Salem Hills, they're going to be ready for this one. I think it'll be a fun one.
Be a good one.
There's going to be some points.
Yes, there are.
There's going to be some points in that one. Herriman at Corner Canyon.
Boy, Herriman, we've talked about this, right? couple of weeks they take to get things right and ready for their region schedule. It looked like that week 1. Even that being said, they made some plays to get back in that ball game and had a shot against Davis to pull off a W. I'm not going to read into that too much, but man, Corner Canyon just looks so good. I don't know if there's a team to beat them this year. I got the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm all Corner Canyon on this one too. I mean, Herriman's got to figure things out.
Yeah.
If we didn't have this game in our schedule, everyone would ask where it was. That's why it's here.
Yeah.
It's Corner Canyon, and I'm with you, Dane. I don't know who beats Corner Canyon this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And we've been saying that all but once in the last couple of years. But for me, I haven't picked Corner Canyon to lose for 3 years. But Maple Mountain at Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, I think this is a really good one. You know, we had expectations of Maple Mountain returning a lot of kids here in 2020, thought that team would be improved. They looked that way in week 1. But PG is a different story. And you want to talk about teams that look improved. PG looks even better. They're at home. I got the Vikings.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the interesting things, too, when you look at Maple Mountain, Nelson, 3-year starter. You got Kyson Hall. You got other weapons out there for Maple Mountain. I think this would be a great proving ground for Maple Mountain.
Great
Where
test.
can you get?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, folks, PG is loaded. You have Coach Mark Wooten, what he does offensively. You bring in Brandon Doman. His son's a quarterback there. You know, you look at someone like Clemens, moves in from the Portland area, has 2 big touchdowns against Riverton. This kid is going to be a handful in region. I don't care where you are. He'd be a handful everywhere they play this season because they're going to get him the football. He had 2 touchdowns over 50 yards last night.
Imagine Mark Wooten with talented receivers.
Yeah. Doesn't happen.
That's a good
often.
combination.
You get the Dane train. Whoop, whoop. So anyway, I'm all over. I'm with you on PG. I'm going PG there too. Take a minute to remind you, in the middle of things, you need to make a transition in life. The Utah Army National Guard's there for you.
Yeah, over 150 different career path options available. You can earn up to $20,000 in signing bonus, as well as $20,000 in educational assistance from the Utah Army National Guard. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com.
Provo at Westlake.
2 teams, Dusty, that I think, you know, would love to, came out with wins in week 1, but maybe would recognize they didn't play their best ball in week 1 and look to week 2 as an opportunity to build off of being 1-0. This Provo team, you know, Coach Chambers taking the helm, 1-0 out of the gate. Havea's back, but acknowledge, hey, you know, we're still kind of learning. We think we're on the right track, right? Think we're going to get where we want to be, but it's going to be a learning process. And I think same for Westlake. Look, they got a lot of great offensive weapons, talented wideouts, good tailback. Pitched a shutout against Woods Cross and did so with their defense being put in some tough situations, still came out of it. I think it's a great matchup. I'm going to go with the Thunder. The Hammer of Thor, I'm going to have going 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going Provo.
Okay.
Talked to Coach. We both talked to Coach Chambers. Great conversation with Coach. And we talked about, hey, tell us about week 1. He's like, hey, that's a 90-degree bus trip.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, our guy. He's like, it took a bit. Second half, we started playing better. And he's like, we had a bunch of drives to the red zone. I think you get some of that stuff cleaned up quite a bit. And he said a lot of guys hadn't played a lot. But I'll go Provo. I think Provo, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. And speaking of believers, you have someone that believes in you. He'll love being by Provo. And that is Justin Heidemann and Associates. Get a free consultation. Learn if you've got a case. Not only that, if you get your business set up, will and trust. We both know about that. Get that taken care of as well. Go to www.utah.law. Set up a free consultation. Let them know that Deseret News Rewind set you. Now here's some good ones. Mountain Ridge at Kearns.
Boy, really good one, huh? And Mountain Ridge taking care of business against Olympus this week. Kearns, we didn't talk about this in our video, Dusty. They did not score an offensive touchdown.
Yeah.
All their points came off kick return, interception return, and fumble recovery.
Jeff Bass had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Of course he did. He does every week. Young man who's released his final 6 this week, by the way. Congratulations, Jeff. Excited to see where he ends up picking. I think this is going to be a really good matchup. I would love to see that Kearns offense get things going a little bit more. I was actually surprised the way that game went against Box Elder. Box Elder, you know, typically good defensively, but the offense struggled a little bit there for Kearns in that one. And Mountain Ridge, obviously, I think we saw vast improvement from them. I'm going to go with Kearns. I think the physicality of Kearns, I think that defense is going to be ready to go. I'm going to go with the Cougs at home.
They may have gotten their first win last week, but they're going to get number 2 this week.
I think this is a good game.
Mountain Ridge Sentinels.
Yeah.
I'm on the bandwagon. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
By the way, it's refreshing to have a good mascot pick. Sentinels, I know that's 2 years old news, but well done.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
We'll be the fluffy teddy bear soon. Morgan at Bear River. Reigning
well,
3A champs going to Bear River.
Yeah, to me, I was really impressed with Bear River's win this week. Morgan, obviously very talented, and returned some good talent off of that state championship team last year. But to me, I feel like notice sent by Bear River. I'm going to go with the Bears here.
It could be recency bias because I watched that game. We had that on Deseret News Rewind live last night. Bear River going into Juan Diego and getting that win. I'm going to go with the Bears too because they need to score. They scored. They needed to score. They just timely plays were made. I'm going to go with the Bears. And that leaves us to, wow, this is going to be a fun matchup. East at Orem.
I just wish that we had a game that we expected some offense from. This is just going to be a defensive battle, and I'm teasing. Two completely different offenses. And, you look at the Orem Tigers, Micah Fea being back. The question was, how do you replace Sewell, right? How do you replace his offense? That Orem offense looked really good week one. East running back high school. You get to see a talented sophomore in Amone. You've got some freshmen getting some playing time there. Isaac Zimmerman, we got that name wrong. Our apologies. Had a good game in week one as well for East as they defeated West Jordan. I think this is interesting. There are not a lot of teams that I think can handle the physicality of East. I think Orem is one of those teams. Can they do this on this particular night at home? I don't know.
I got to pick first?
Yeah. Okay. I'm still deciding.
East found a lot of things. Orem ran Ruckshaw all over their opponent in week one. Okay, took care of Mountain View. East being 14-13 against West Jordan in the second quarter. 14-13, I think, toward right at the end of the half, and then they scored. And then scored 28 unanswered. I think East figured some things out. Had not scrimmaged, they had all kinds of different things, separation, all kinds of stuff. It was really their first time just kind of getting out there. I say that and I think, well, no, but Orem's had more time as a team. I'm going East. I'm going to take Coach Brandon Matich and East High Leopards.
I appreciate you going first, Dusty, and allowing me a couple of extra seconds to process the matchup in my mind.
It's going to be a great game, though.
It's going to be a great game. I'm also going to go with East. And my question was, how does the East secondary deal with Fea, the passing attack of Orem? I think they're going to hold up okay. I think the physicality, they're going to have to find a way to deal with Sal Mattia, who's the 4-year starter in the offensive line from Orem. That East defense, I think, will be ready. I'm going to go with the East High Leopards. That rushing attack, the physicality, I think overwhelms Orem eventually. But I think this is going to be a barn burner of a game.
I'm just going to say, there's going to be some emotion on that field.
Yeah.
Just be prepared.
Yeah.
Empty out that passion bucket.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. We know we picked some games you might not like. It's okay, but you can like what we're wearing. We're feeling good, sitting out in this sun, still feeling nice and cool. And our everyday polos brought to you by Black Clover, the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind.
That's right, Dusty. And if you go to their website, Dusty, they're running a promotion right now. You can get 20% off your order from Black Clover. Go to blackcloverusa.com, enter the promotion code DNR20, Deseret News Rewind 20, DNR20, to get 20% off your order. And if you're like me and you like to feel it before you buy it online, they've got a store for you just off 123rd South next to the water park in Draper, blackcloverusa.com.
Absolutely. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us watching Deseret News Rewind on Deseret.com.